Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. We have a lot of news to get into. So yesterday was obviously the NBA trade deadline, and we're going to be breaking down some of the moves that happened, including Kyle Lowry and how he is staying put. We're talking about Rondo, and we're also getting into Lonzo Ball news. But before we do all that, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Devin Howard. You can find me on Instagram as @Devin
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @JRayTheFanatic.
Now, Jackie, we were just talking before we went live about how we are so happy it's the weekend. It has been a long and busy week for the both of us. So what do you have coming up for this Saturday and Sunday?
I'm going to Instacart some groceries and cook some of these recipes. I'm on this Instagram group where we get these kind of either vegetarian or vegan recipes. So I'm going back to, I have been failing miserably. You remember I used to try to do my vegan weekends? Been failing miserably. I'm going back to my vegan weekends, and then I'm going to veg out, and I'm going to watch a whole bunch of Jimmy Neutron, and that's about it.
Okay. Someone remind me to never go over to Jackie's for like a TV marathon, because it's going to either be the Rudy Gobert story or Jimmy Neutron, and I'm just not that interested. So
how do you not love Jimmy Neutron? He's the boy genius. He's amazing.
He is amazing. I loved it when I was 10. Now I've moved on, and I like Seinfeld. I like Sex and the City. That's the kind of show that I've been watching lately. Just the basic sitcom style show, but not a cartoon. I don't know, Jackie. You could be onto something. Maybe it'll, bring me back to my childhood or something like that. But for now, I'm going to be staying away from the cartoons. But your weekend sounds very nice. I'm thrilled to hear that you're back on vegan weekends. That makes me very happy. For me, what am I doing this weekend? I have this little it's not an event, but it is sort of an event that I'm going to tomorrow morning. That's going to be on my Instagram stories if you guys want to watch. But it's like a fashion thing. So I'm excited about that. I have a friend's birthday to go to. And I don't know, Sunday might end up somewhere in Malibu just for fun, like taking a little drive up the coast. That's always nice. But yeah, you guys let us know what you're doing in the chat. What are your plans this weekend? Maybe we'll shout you guys out later. But now let's get into the news. Let's talk about Kyle Lowry, because there was a lot of emotion and drama surrounding Kyle Lowry over the last couple months, but specifically this week. So we talked to you guys about how Kyle left that last game and he was crying and he kind of, smiled at the camera, but you could tell that he was upset in his post-game interview. He also said that the game felt different and the energy was just, a little bit weird because he was convinced he was on the chopping block. And I think he was on the chopping block, but the Raptors decided to actually hang on to their star point guard. He was the biggest trade target that was available leading up to the deadline, and there were several teams that were interested in taking him. We heard that the Sixers were interested, the Heat, was the Lakers one of them?
We were.
Yeah, that's right. The Lakers were interested, but ultimately the Raptors president of basketball operations, Masai Ujiri, didn't find a package that was compelling enough to trade away their franchise star. And Kyle has always been happy with staying in Toronto and continuing to compete there. That's all according to sources. They spoke with ESPN. He is going to be entering free agency this summer, and he posted on his Instagram story, which we may be getting up to, we may be discussing in the post up. So Jackie's going to fill you in on what he said on his Instagram about the whole deal. But the news right now is that Kyle is still staying in Toronto. So Jackie, what was your reaction to him not being traded away?
Well, first and foremost, because this is where he wants to be, I was immensely happy for him, because I know that was probably a huge sigh of relief. And just, I didn't even realize that it was his birthday yesterday. And so to be dealing with, am I going to stay or am I going to go? And because he was so mentally prepared to go, I wonder if he was even packed up at home and just ready to move on, because everything his agent probably had told him. Like I said, I was really proud of the way that it was handled, as far as, the front office being like, hey, this is probably going to happen, because we just don't see that. It's always more of a surprise and shock to guys. So I was proud of the way that they handled it. So I feel like he was probably prepared, but then to get that moment in time where it didn't happen, I'm sure it was immediate joy at first, but I'm sure his next feeling was, okay, it didn't happen because they want me to stay. It happened because they couldn't get the best deal for me. They are in this restructured time, and they didn't get the best deal for me. It wasn't because they weren't trying to deal me. It's because they didn't get the best deal. So now I would, everyone should be watching Toronto now, because now it becomes like, is he on this prove it run where he's like, you can't, trading me should no longer be an option, which I'm still surprised that it was anyway. I understand that they want to rebuild and whatnot, but now I just want to see his level of play. Does it go up because he's like, now I got to make sure that this never happens to me again, or at least if I do leave, it's on my terms? Or is it going to be that whole sadness of, well, it's not because they really wanted me, it's because they couldn't get anything better for me? So it's going to be interesting to see how his mindset plays out and how it's going to impact his play. But he's a professional, and I know he's where he wants to be. So I think I'm probably overthinking it. He's probably just excited and happy, and he's just happy to be where he's at.
See, I don't even think you're overthinking it, Jackie. I think that Kyle's probably feeling all of those things. I'm sure he's sitting there kind of probably relieved that he gets to stay, but also, fully knowing that the team is ready to deal him, and they were prepared to give him away if they got the right package in return. So I think that those are all very valid points that you brought up, and it actually leads me into my next question for you. Do you feel like there's going to be any awkwardness now? I mean, we had this big production of him crying and saying it felt different and all of that, and telling people for months now that he knows he's being traded, and suddenly he's actually in Toronto, staying there. So what do you think the energy is going to be like among Kyle and the front office and his teammates?
Well, we'll get into a little bit of it on the post up, but the love that man received, and people saying, how much they wanted him to stay and how much he means to that, not only that organization, but that city. So I don't know. I don't think he'll be awkward. He will be, I think he's a free agent this summer, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. He is a free agent in the summer. So this might be coming to an end for him, but I think he's made it very, very clear that even if he goes somewhere else, he's going to come back for at least a day and, retire in Toronto. This is where he wants to be. So even with free agency coming up, I still think he's going to be on team. Hey, here's another reason why you need to keep me. I think he definitely wants to stay there. But I mean, if I was his agent, I would say, look, we made it through this trade deadline. You're a free agent in the summer. Everybody and their mama was checking for you. Let's see if we can leave on our own terms versus be on another, chopping block, maybe in the middle of a trade deadline. So I think he probably will leave next season. And I think that the love that he received on his birthday and everybody pulling for him, and then the relief that all the fans seemed to feel when he was staying, it was so beautiful. I'm sure that touched his heart. And I think he's the kind of guy that plays for the fans, so it doesn't even matter. Like, he knows how much he's loved, and he's going to go out there. I don't think it's going to be awkward at all. The love that he receives from his teammates is definitely evident. So I don't think it's going to be awkward. I think he's going to go out there and do his thing.
I wonder. I mean, I do agree that probably with Kyle and his teammates, it's going to be nothing but love, just as it was, like we saw yesterday. But I do wonder if there is going to just be that hint of like, well, they don't really want me here to begin with. But I do hope that he goes into the second half of this season with that prove it mentality. I think that would be the best revenge in a way, to show them exactly what he can do. How does not moving Kyle Lowry affect the Raptors in your opinion, Jackie? How do you think they'll fare for the remainder of the season?
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? I think they'll be fine this season. I think they were definitely just disappointed because they're in this restructuring mindset. They didn't get something that they felt was going to be viable for their organization. And now when he enters free agency, now, you're just kind of left to him going out on his terms and doing what is best for him. you kind of miss, and I don't want to say miss because I applaud them if they really didn't see anything on the table that they felt was going to benefit their organization. Then the smart thing to do as a business was to pass. But if there was anything that could have benefited their organization, maybe not even this year, maybe in the long term, and they passed over it for whatever reason, then it's just one of those things that you kind of miss an opportunity to, because everybody, I mean, even every news source, even the New York Times was like, where's Kyle going to go? That's the only trade anybody was worried about. And I think that's because we know that regardless of how long he's been in the league at this point, he's still an asset. He still has a lot of good basketball to play. So he's definitely one of those guys that people are going to be checking for, and he can get the contract that he wants. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes next season. I would love for him to come to the Lakers, but we just have to see. We just have to see.
So in the chat, I see that Gary says Lowry should retire. I saw somebody else saying that he should retire this summer.
Why,
Kevin
though?
says he's out this summer, but it will be on his own terms. Well, I mean, I can't answer that because I still think he also has a lot of good basketball left, but he is 35. So I think that perhaps
he's not playing at retirement level. We know what retirement level looks like. Remember when Kobe retired? Everybody knew he needed to retire. He was at retirement level. Everything slowed down. Carmelo Anthony, he's not at retirement level yet. Everything's kind of slowed down a little bit for him. I saw him last night. I watched him play, and there was a clean breakaway that he should have taken. But you saw that hesitation in his mind, like, I'm not running down this full court. I'm just not doing it. So, there's definitely some slowness in that. So maybe a lot of good basketball isn't the right term, because maybe he has another, 2 to 3 years left in the tank, maybe 2 solid years. But I don't know if we've seen a retirement run from him yet. Yes, he's slowing down a little bit, but I still think he has a lot to offer a team. So I still think he can get a 2-year contract somewhere. And then at the end of that 2 years, then maybe we talk retirement. But I don't think he's at the level of play where we need to be like, oh, this is ridiculous, you need to retire. I don't think that's where we are yet.
Yeah, I think that if he's able to be surrounded by a strong supporting cast, he's not going to be the guy that carries a team, I don't think. But if he has a strong supporting cast, I don't see why he wouldn't have, at least another season or 2 left in the tank. Let's move on.
Right.
Let's talk about Rondo, okay? Because Draymond Green co-signed on this Rondo move. He says that it was the best trade transaction that went down at this year's deadline. He thinks that the Clippers just made the best decision after acquiring Rondo in exchange for Lou Williams, second-round draft picks, and cash. Now, we know that Rondo was a very strong, pivotal, important piece during the Lakers title run, or finals run last season. So Draymond is onto something. I think that Rondo has great basketball IQ. He has that championship experience. So he may be the missing piece that the Clippers need. The Clippers were rumored to be interested in Lonzo Ball, but after this acquisition, it's, clearly they decided to go in a different direction, and I think it was the better direction for them. So let's talk about that first, this Lonzo Ball versus Rondo comparison. Jackie, do you think that taking Rondo was the better move for the Clippers?
Obviously, my opinion is going to be incredibly biased on this, because I still think Lonzo is on the incline right now. We haven't seen him at the peak of his career. So I wouldn't take him right this second. Rajon, on the other hand, I'm a little mad that he's across the hall now. I feel some type of way about that, because if you remember, we talked about this last season, and we talked about this was ultimately going to be where he ended up. And so then when he didn't end up, I was like, phew. And then here we are at the trade deadline, and here he is. And the reason why I think that this is a dope thing for the Clippers is because Rajon has a lot of intangibles. He communicates very well. I think we all remember him being the one to kind of check LeBron as to how he was dealing with these young guys, because LeBron was stealing their confidence. And we saw a kinder, gentler LeBron after that, which was new. And now he's out there, he's actually having fun. And I think we can credit a lot of that to Rajon. He still facilitates amazingly well on the court, and he still is that vet, even when he's not in the game and he's on the sideline. He's still that vet who his voice means a lot, and it adds to the game just his presence being there. So I definitely, if it was up to me, if I was in that front office, this would have been a no-brainer. If you put Lonzo and Rajon in front of me, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna take Rajon. This is ridiculous, So not to say that I've always said that maybe in the next year, 2 years, we're gonna see a totally different Lonzo, provided that even if his dad is right and he hates being in New Orleans, he doesn't let that show on the court. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to me that's not going to let that show on the court, but I would love to be wrong about that. But Rajon didn't immediately fit into the Hawks system, so I think he's going to immediately fit into the Clippers system. We know Patrick Beverley is listed as out, so as soon as he gets that little groove in, Rajon going to be in there and he's going to be doing his thing. And this is a dope thing for the Clippers. I'm still mad about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still mad about it, but it's good for them. And I didn't see his contract. I didn't see I know it just switches over, but I just don't know why he wouldn't just figure out a way to contractually stay with the Lakers. I'm a little bitter about this. I can't lie. I'm a little bitter about this, but it's good for Lou Williams because now guess what's right around the corner? Magic City, y'all.
Got those lemon pepper Lou Will wings ready to go, hot and fresh. I love it. But yeah, Jackie, I have to admit, I'm like trying to be here and be a news reporter that's unbiased, but yeah, I'm a little bit bitter that he's now across the hall. But do you feel that having Rondo on the roster with the Clippers, does it make him more threatening now?
I'm not ready to say that. I saw somebody in the chat said that the Clippers could win now. I'm not ready to say that yet. I have to see at least a couple of games first, because there is that level of disconnect. But again, I don't think that they're really going to have that with the Clippers. I will say this. Some of the behind the scene problems that I think the Clippers have had are probably going to disappear right now because Rajon is that guy. He's not going to be the guy that sits back and allows things that are detrimental to the team to continue to happen without saying something about them. So not only is he going to say something, he's going to say something in a way that makes everybody listen and makes everybody go, oh, okay, maybe you're right. So whereas I've kind of always clowned Kawhi for not being that vocal presence, because I do feel when you're the leader of the squad, you have to be the vocal leader and the lead by example leader. You have to do both. I think that takes some of the pressure off Kawhi now, because now he doesn't have to be the vocal leader. He can kind of lean on Rajon for this a little bit, and Rajon will be more than happy to be, that crutch for him. So I think this is a dope asset for Kawhi in that aspect. And if that helps their chemistry, and I can see the immediate shift in their chemistry, then I'm going to circle back and I'm going to agree. I'm sorry, I lost you because it went up. But whoever said that in the chat that the Clips could possibly win it all, because I've said over and over again that this is the year. If Kawhi, he came out here, he had them billboards. Don't think I forgot them billboards all over Los Angeles talking about this is our city, and they had to take them down. So now this is his prove it year. If it doesn't happen for him this year, I'm telling you, Kawhi is out. I don't care how many houses he buys, Kawhi is out. So now that Rajon is there and he has somebody who can be his vocal wingman, I think this might be dope. I think I have to see it. I'm not going to say it off top right now, but it could be really dope for him.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that we've talked about Rajon Rondo and how he is willing to be vocal, but not in a way that's like that I think creates animosity. We've seen some players who are so vocal that it ends up just disrupting the chemistry and it creates this negative energy. He's able to do it in a way where it's very constructive, it's productive, it's results oriented, and I respect him for that, because sometimes you need that person who's willing to speak up but not do it in a inflammatory or aggressive way. Let's get into Lonzo, since we were talking about him just before and how the Clippers were interested in him. So he is staying a Pelican for now. The team did have multiple conversations with several other teams about potentially trading him, but he is set to become a restricted free agent this summer, and he's apparently seeking about $20 million per year. He'll be eligible for a 5-year deal with New Orleans, but he probably won't won't get that. He might not even want it at the expense of another big deal that could come his way. And now by not trading Lonzo, New Orleans kind of put themselves on the clock to pay him what he desires or risk losing him for nothing. Now, we know LeVar was very outspoken about not wanting Lonzo to stay in New Orleans. He said he hates playing there. I don't like the style of play that he does there, blah, 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 blah. But for now, he is staying. So do you think that this was the best move for Lonzo, or do you think there was another option for him that would have been a better fit?
I'm trying to say this unbiased. First of all, I think him and Zion are a good fit, and I do think and I'm not trying to say this in a shady manner. I'm just saying that this is the kid that everyone said was the most highly anticipated draft pick of all time, which is funny to me. Like we didn't know LeBron and how that went down, but once he's gone, this will be his third team. You know what I mean? So now we have to kind of look at, okay, Lonzo, because he was trash here in LA. I don't care what anybody says. He was trash here in LA. He got better in New Orleans. Maybe this next landing spot will have him level up. I've seen a lot of talk that he would, and y'all remember CK2K when he was here, he always wanted Lonzo to end up with the New York Knicks. Okay. I mean, I think that but at the same time, we've been out here, haven't really been talking about the New York Knicks, and they out here looking pretty good. So that probably, I can see him going to New York. New York is a big stage. Lonzo Ball wants to be on a big stage. That's what his daddy taught him. That could be one of the reasons why he doesn't like New Orleans as much. I think it's a big stage now because Zion is there. But when AD, it's just one of these things where it's not like it's New York or LA. Those are the two ones that you really talk about the most. And the Ball family needs to be on a big stage. So you go to New York and all of a sudden you level up to the level that now not only are the Knicks doing good, but they're doing so good. You're there now. We're talking about him. That might be a good fit for him personality-wise. Lonzo, though, I don't want to speak against the great Irvin Magic Johnson, who said that he is, has the highest basketball IQ of any point guard in the game. That is what Irvin Magic Johnson said. And so I just want to take a deep breath and remind y'all that he is the greatest point guard of all time to me. So I'm not speaking against him. I'm just saying I don't see it. That's all I'm saying. I don't see it yet. I see flashes of it, but the moment you see a flash of it here, the next pass, it's gone. So maybe if we get a little bit more consistency in Lonzo, then I can jump on this Magic train that he is the man. But I think whatever Lonzo does, he needs to step up on the court right now to make wherever he go, make them excited to get you. Because what we see right now, I just wouldn't be excited to have Lonzo on my team. He would be a project for me right now. And so I think whatever he does, he needs to make sure he's stepping up and proving that, hey, whoever gets me, I'm going to be an asset, and you're going to be lucky that you got me, and you're going to be glad that everyone else slept on me because, look, this is where I'm at now. I don't see it yet. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm saying I don't see it yet. And I watch Lonzo play a lot because people say he's the best, and I'm like, is my vision bad? Because I just don't. So I watch Lonzo a lot, but I just don't see it. I don't.
Well, what's weird is the only time that I ever hear about people saying Lonzo is the best is when we're doing our show here. Like when I talk to my friends, when I talk to other people, nobody else is saying that. So I'm just confused. I don't know what world this is existing in that's different than everything else, because I'm with you, Jackie. I don't see it yet either. Looking in the chat, though, a lot of people are thinking that Lonzo should go to New York because there's apparently a lot of baddies over there. Just to remind you guys.
Is that a thing? Is that why you go somewhere? Because there's baddies? Because then that means that LA should be the automatic go-to, and you should have got your life right while you was here.
Right, LA and then Miami, I think is going to be the second best option, right?
Yeah.
But also, just remind you guys, Lonzo is back together with his girlfriend, so hopefully, yeah, his baby mama, they're back together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Count on me to know. I'm following up on all the relationship drama. But yes, he is back with his girlfriend or baby mama. Hopefully he wouldn't cheat with a baddie in New York or New Orleans or anywhere, but you never know with these basketball players. But anyway, let's wrap up Need to Know News. I'm excited for the post up. Jackie's got some good stuff for us, so let's get right to it.
Yes, I'm excited for it too. There's a lot of love in this one. So like we talked about, Kyle Lowry got so much love, and I'm hoping he knows that he is appreciated by the fans because they had an outpouring of love. Like I said, I didn't even realize his birthday was yesterday, but that's okay because they're out there in Toronto. They knew, and they gave him so much love. So I want you to see this first little tweet that he did. He said, "Today was a crazy day, but the love I got from everyone has been amazing. Thank you all for making it known I'm loved, and thank you all for the birthday wishes." And so I just love him for this because, again, this had to be the biggest emotional roller coaster for him to not know, like, okay, my bags is packed right here. Just where am I going? But no, he ends up staying where he's at, and I think he loves that. And the love just kept pouring out for him. I have a couple more. Says Miami and Philly don't deserve you with those low ball offers. I totally agree with that. I know you guys are saying that he should retire, but I'm just not on that train with you guys. I think he deserves the contract he wanted. This next one says, "Don't go. My three boys love you and we're online all day just hoping you would stay. You are the heart of the Raptors and we would be devastated if you left. Thanks for all you've done for the Raptors and Toronto." And I think that's what people miss. He has done so much for Toronto. He loves being in Toronto. So I think I got one more. And this one, I think we can all agree with because I had a moment as well. And we saw him walk down. He says, made me cry last night after you did this. But now you can have tears of joy because now you just out here happy. So congratulations to Kyle. I think either way, whatever comes next for you, it's going to come for you on your terms. And I'm excited about that. And I think him and his family is excited about that as well. So like I said, this next one is great for Lou Williams because now them lemon pepper wings is right around the corner. So let me tell you something. Buffalo Wild Wings was like, hold on. Lou Williams is coming. Let me throw my hat in the ring and let me try to tell him he can get lemon pepper wings from us. So y'all need to go get Buffalo Wild Wings because they out here tripping like they don't already know what it is. So they posted this to Twitter. Take a look at this. It says, this Buffalo Wild Wings, y'all. Look at the title. It says, "Welcome home, Lou. Lemon pepper wings on us. We got when you get to Atlanta." Y'all can give that man as many free wings as you want. I promise you, he's not coming to Buffalo Wild Wings. But the best part about it is the clapback. Because Magic City came with the clapback and said, well, one person said, nah, Magic City got better wings, which I don't know. Everyone says the wings are better at Magic City. I don't know that. But Magic City definitely had something to say. And they said, y'all, it's really not too late to delete this. The shade that they sent right to them is hilarious to me. And Devin, I think I got one more. Do I have one more clapback or is that it? Yep, this one. Somebody said they tried it. And then Magic City came back and said, well, but why though? I just can't. Devin, but now we having a wing battle because Lou Williams is going to Atlanta. I want to see this wing battle.
Honestly, there is no battle because Lou Will proved that he is willing to violate bubble quarantine rules to get his hands on those lemon pepper wings. So there's no way that he's going to be stopping by Buffalo Wild Wings, especially because maybe if it was some mom and pop wing shop in Atlanta, but no, we've got Buffalo Wild Wings in LA. We've got it in San Diego. It's all over. So sorry, Buffalo Wild Wings. You tried it. It was a solid effort, but I do not think he's ever going to be going there. Not, especially when he's 1 mile away from Magic City. It's not going to happen.
Man, let me tell y'all something. I've had the lemon pepper wings here in at the Buffalo Wild Wings, and they had a lot of pepper. It was missing some lemon though, so I can guarantee you that Lou Williams is not checking for them trash wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. They got other good wings, but them lemon pepper ones was not it. At least not here in LA. So. Let's move on to this next one because if you guys don't know, so back in the day, 2017 is when Terrence Ross was traded to the Orlando Magic. Now, again, that was back in 2017. Terrence Ross was traded, and I think they switched him with Serge Ibaka, right? So I think he's having flashbacks. Like maybe he didn't want to be traded back in the day or whatever. Because when I tell you, he was on Twitter yesterday, like the whole day, just filled with emotions. He did this one first, and everyone was like, well, "What does this mean?" Because when you're an athlete and you post something like that, people are like, "What the hell is going on?" He didn't say anything. It was just all day during the trades. Every time he saw something, he posted. Then he posts this, and I was like, "Well, who is this for? Like, which one's got you crying?" And he's like doing the Obama cry. What is happening? And then this one, he's sweating, like, and I'm like, what is going on here? And then this one's, I love this. Look at me, I'm the captain now, which is true because I think they did trade a bunch of his squad, so he probably is the captain now out there. And so he goes, "LOL, if you don't laugh, you cry." So I guess that my mama used to say that sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying, and that might be what he was going through. But then he goes, "Huh? That's the way it goes." I'm like, what is going on? My man is just living out all of his emotions. And then somebody said, they tweeted back at him and they said, "Bro, you are the head of this team, or you are the only one that looks like he plays with a sense of urgency. It was always your team since you got here. Better let you lead. You're a peacock. You got to fly." So, okay. And I didn't know that peacocks flew until I got on the island. And I tell you, a peacock flying is an awesome and majestic thing to see. So he got some love for it. I think I got one more where he got a little bit of shade. And because that person gave him love, this person said, "Just because he takes 1 million shots a game off the bench doesn't mean he's a leader. It just means he would rather shoot than create for the team. Ask Jason Tatum how that is going for him right now in Boston." I'm not giving that one any credit at all because I actually like Jason Tatum, so we're not going to do that. But in case y'all was wondering, I think this is why a lot of you are here. So let's just get to it because this one is one that I'm just not a fan of at all. And I didn't see the picture. I just saw the headline. I'm just going to show you my immediate reaction when I saw the headline that said how Kuzma has gone back to the Eminem blind. It was me. I was like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. I was so angry. But then I was like, maybe it's not as bad this time. Maybe he's grown into it. Maybe it looks a little bit better. So let's take a look at the hair. Now.
No.
I don't think he understands. The reason why I don't like the hair is because it's the same color as his face.
Yeah.
So it makes everything like kind of just washed together, and then there's some dark eyebrows. Makes him look like a freaking alien. I don't care. He says Anthony Davis made him do it. I don't know if I believe that, but I just don't like it.
If that's true, if AD really did tell him to do it, AD is not Kyle Kuzma's friend. He does not want to be friends with him because that is, you don't tell somebody to do the same hairstyle that they got ridiculously roasted for. Like, that's just, you don't do that to your friends. You don't subject your buddies to that kind of torture and torment. But I agree with you. If Kuz wants to have the blonde hair, fine. I don't like it, but go for it. But he needed to go with a more ashy blonde, a more white blonde, not the yellow blonde. Because he's trying to go for the golden locks, and it is matching his skin. So he needed to definitely lean with more like blue-gray undertones. That's my unprofessional hairstylist opinion.
And I'm going to unprofessionally co-sign on it because it looks like, well, I remember one time I dyed my hair like this. It was supposed to be like this I don't know what the color was, but it was supposed to be like a deep brown with hints of red in it. It came out I have pictures. One day I'm gonna have to show y'all. But it was it was the same color as my face. And when that lady turned me around in the chair, I was like, oh God. It literally looked like my skin just kept growing out of my scalp. It was not a good look. And that's all I'm saying. You got to get something that complements your face, not matches your face. But okay, but no, we're not the only ones who think this. Twitter had to say what they say as well. So we got some clapbacks. And then said, AD, dye your hair or you're getting traded. So, okay, that could be why he did it. And then this one said he needs to tell Kuz to get in the gym every day and shoot. This one says, or go blonde or go to Detroit. Slim Koozie is back. Slim Koozie is back. Slim Koozie. Oh, my goodness. And then this one just says, okay, he should get traded. I don't even know if this one is about the hair or about Kyle Kuzma. But either way, Kyle, I just don't like it. I don't like it. But you know what? Kyle Kuzma got a girlfriend that is drop dead gorgeous. So I guess if she likes it, I love it. I ain't got nothing to say about it. So
But why isn't she out there telling him it's a bad idea? Like,
you a supermodel. You a supermodel.
she knows better. So I don't know. Maybe she doesn't like her own boyfriend. Maybe she wants him to be ridiculed by everybody too.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's more sinister. Maybe it's like, oh, please, baby, wear that hair because ain't nobody checking for you when you wear that hair. You are not going to be cheating no time soon with that hair.
That could be
I think that's it. I think we found it. All right, I'm sorry. The clown was unnecessary. Let me move on to this next one because this one's hilarious. Now, we have to wonder, could OKC be a threat in the future? And the reason why I'm asking you guys this question, please let me know in the chat what you think about this, because I think the OKC Thunder are trying to kind of model themselves maybe after what the Warriors did, like get a really, really young squad and build that up to the point where they're a threat instead of trying to find a bunch of different pieces to work together. And the reason why I think that is because I want you to check out this tweet from Bleacher Report and just kind of let it sink in. So the OKC Thunder now have 17 first-round draft picks over the next 7 years. 7 years. That is insane. So for the next 7 years, they have 17 first-round draft picks so they can just start building. So I wanted to take that a little bit further because I was like, well, 7 years is a long time because, I mean, what you gonna do 7 years? Like, just be like, okay, in 7 years, we're going to be good. No, that's not it, because you still have you need time to train these kids and get them where you want them to be. So I want to show you this tweet because this tweet made it make more sense because now you can really condense that down into a 2 to 4 year plan because it says OKC now has projected 34 draft picks over the next 7 years. So they have 17 first round draft picks, 17 second round draft picks. So when you really think about that, now you could literally do a 2 to 3 year plan on building a really young squad and making a really young squad dope. I don't know if that's their plan, but it seems like it should be because this is insane. And so I don't know. I think this is dope because now you get to build what you want. You get to take your time, and then nobody's going to get mad at you if you have a super young squad because that's going to be the excuse the whole time. Like, oh, their squad is young, and the whole time you can just be building your team. So, Devin, what do you think? Do you think that this is intentional, that they're trying to say, hey, we're just going to sit back and fall back. We've tried to do this different ways. Now we're just going to go with our young squad and build from there?
I think so. I think this was a very, very strategic move because to have that many first and second round draft picks available to them, I think it shows them that's where their head is, right? It shows us that's where their head is. So I think that this is a strategic move, and I feel like it could end up paying off for them really, really well. So they'll be an interesting team to watch for sure.
Yeah, and then when come trade deadlines, now they have all these draft picks that they can offer. They can do a package deal. Take this guy and a couple of first round picks because we have them aplenty. So, I think they're really positioning themselves to be in a good position for the future. I think obviously we know right now it's a building process, but hey, you got to start somewhere. So you might as well start building the process now, right? So I can't wait to see what they do. I really can't. So let's move on to this next one, you guys, because this one is adorable. Okay, because Terrence Mann, if you don't know, he is 24 years old. Rajon is 35. Rajon Rondo is 35 years old. Okay, I just need you guys to know that because he's in his sophomore season with the Clippers right now, and they asked him about how he felt about Rajon coming to the Clippers, and y'all, he has his rookie card in his wallet. I want y'all to hear him tell this story because this is amazing. Check this out.
Hey, Terrence. So you said you have Rondo's rookie card in your wallet still?
Yeah, right? I want to see it. Can I show it?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
Still got it here. I'll see that.
Oh, that's dope.
Still got it. Got to get him to autograph it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nah, so I've had it since 8th grade, 7th grade, something like that. 7th grade, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So he must be a really special player to you then. You don't carry around anybody.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, somebody gave it to me. So the story is somebody gave it to me, and then I had made the A team for my travel team, And I was like, they gave it to me that day, and I made the A team, and I was like, man, it got to be because of this card. So I kept the card, and I just kept getting better and better at basketball. I'm like, oh, it's because of this card. I'm going to the NBA, definitely. And I just had it in my wallet ever since.
Yeah, that is amazing. So he literally kept this card because he was like, oh, I'm getting better. Now I'm going to be in the NBA. This is amazing. This is one of those stories that make you go, man, that's crazy. You know, it sucks to get older sometimes, but when you can look back and say, hey, this kid got my rookie card, and then he started getting better, and now here we are playing together, and he said he wants to have him sign it. I love this. I think that this is amazing. I don't even know how he must feel. I don't think I have one rookie card. I have LeBron's rookie card. My brother gave it to me because he was like, oh, I've never seen you really check for a basketball player like this. I have one rookie card. It is not in my wallet, y'all. I have a LeBron box, including my wall. I have a LeBron box of all like the little trinkets that I might lose. So that would be crazy. I forgot I had that card till just now. I'm going to have to pull that out just in case I'm walking in LA one day. I can have him sign it. But Devin, hearing him tell this story, what do you think about him all of a sudden being on a team with a guy that he said, oh, once I got this card, I got better and better? Like, that's crazy.
It is crazy, and I love this story. I loved how excited he was when they asked him about it. And he's like, you want to see it? I've got it right here. I love that. And I think that this is, you know, they always say never meet your heroes or never meet your idols, but I think this could actually be a really cool experience for him and give him, you know, that little boost of motivation and energy to do his best. So I don't know. I really like this story. I thought it was very sweet.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a guy talk about what happened to him in 7th and 8th grade, and now he gets to play with that guy. That's just crazy to me. That's an amazing story. So let's get into this next one because this one is funny to me because I feel like we're just on this team roast thing, and I'm glad these dogs are in a playful mood because if they were in attack mode, as slow as Shaq is moving, it would have been over for him. So I want you to take a look at Shaq going out in the backyard and the reaction from these dogs. Take a look. Okay, I have questions. I have so many questions. Number one, who got this many damn dogs? Number two, he went out to play. It looked like he went out to play with them, and then I guess he was like, "Oh, there's too many. Let me go back in." You knew how many was out there when you went out there? I have questions. Devin, make this make sense for me. I don't know what's going on here.
This is a glimpse into my future, Jackie, where I go out into my backyard with 20 different rescue dogs all ready to play and hang out with me. So this is just basically my future in a few years. But I do want to know, are these all Shaq's dogs or what is the situation? Because I didn't know.
I feel like it's the guy that stands next to him when he runs back in. I feel like it's his dogs because he kind of looks at him like, yeah, that just happened. So I think it's his house. Or I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have so many questions. I love Shaq in this moment because he's just a big kid. He's like, I'm gonna go play. No, I'm not. And so it's just hilarious. He posted this on his Instagram too, and so I went to his Instagram to see what people were reacting, and I think this is accurate, especially this first comment that says Shaq's a little kid in a guy's body. I totally agree with them. And then this other person says, one of those dogs actually sounds like Shaq. And then this last one says, how are you 7'1" and scared of some dogs, bro? Look at this. Rudy Gobert would never.
Jackie, did you DM this person and become their BFF and ask him to be your cuddle buddy? Because I think this is a match made in heaven.
I have someone who loves Rudy Gobert. This is amazing. I should DM that person like, hey, let's start this Rudy Gobert fan club. Party of two. Let's get it. So, I loved that. I was so excited to see that. But let me get into this next one really quickly because this one is spot on. I'm going to get into what we're not going to do because I agree with this so much. Now, if you don't know, there are 16 allegations right now against Deshaun Watson. I have personally read 12 personally. You guys know I am on a mission to kind of follow this story and watch the truth unfold. And I did stop reading at 12 because 12 of them were just ludicrous, very unbelievable. There's no way that I buy any of these stories as a factual thing. And And then 12, like 9 of them were just like, this is ridiculous. And then the rest of them were just like, okay, these women are just jumping on this to try to get paid. So I literally had enough after 12, and I'm just watching this whole thing come out. And so I ultimately do think the facts will exonerate Deshaun Watson, but has the damage already been done? Absolutely. He has this drop dead gorgeous girlfriend that he's been with for about 2 years. And she just posted this on March 13th. And it's a picture of the two of them and looking all happy and in love. And she says, we don't even know the players. We just want to show off our new drip and put chains in layers. And so she's just out here having fun with her man, doing what she does. And we have not heard a thing from her about this since then. She posted this on her story yesterday about her parents. And the reason why I found this one so interesting is because for those of us who our parents have been together our whole lives, especially girls, it's hard for you to really get over on us because we want this kind of love. Her parents have been married for 26 years. And the caption is, one thing is for sure, we love together. We got the kind of love that lasts forever. And then at the bottom, I know you can't see it, but it's her fingers are crossed. So it's like one of those things, do you read into that message? Because she has said nothing since this whole thing has happened. So now you know behind the scenes, they're trying to work things out. I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons why they haven't said anything. But now there's these possible trust issues. And then we also know that 6 teams were checking for Deshaun Watson for a second, but they all kind of bowed out. And all of them have said, he could potentially be exonerated from this. But right now, this isn't a good look for us. So the impact of this situation almost makes the truth irrelevant. It almost doesn't matter that one of the accusers actually, it's documented, tried to blackmail him in January and say that she was going to say damning things and demanded $30,000 from him, even though in the message she admitted that it was a consensual sexual encounter. So now you have that admission that it was consensual. Nonetheless, I'm going to lie about it, but still have to work that out with your girlfriend. You know what I mean? So there's all these things that are forever going to be lingering over Deshaun Watson's head. So I agree with his teammate. So his former Houston cornerback, Charles James, basically said the exact same thing on Twitter. He posted this to Twitter, and I couldn't say it better myself. He said, Deshaun Watson can be proven innocent, and people will still say he did it. They will say stuff like, he probably paid them off. You know why? Because once you throw allegations out there like that, the damage is done, and they automatically assume you're guilty. It's sad. I couldn't say it better myself. It's 100% true. We could literally dig into the past of these women and find out they have done this to multiple men. And there will always still be that asterisk there. Like, oh yeah, but Deshaun should have done this. Oh yeah, but Deshaun shouldn't have done that. And it doesn't even matter if he's innocent. And I get into these battles with people all the time, and you don't understand our judicial system, even though it doesn't always work for people who have my hue. But the judicial system says you are innocent until proven guilty. But a lot of people have already tried and convicted Deshaun Watson in the court of public opinion. So much so that teams that were willing to take him, which is why, by the way, I think this is all a ploy by the McNair family to make sure that they hang on to their quarterback or at least make life hell for him if he wants to leave. But they don't even want to deal with him. And they've even said, yeah, he might be innocent, but it's just not a good look for us right now. Not only is this damaging for Deshaun Watson, I feel it's also damaging for women who actually are in a situation where they are physically threatened or somebody abuses their power and forces them into situations. Because the second any one of these women, the second it comes out that this isn't true, that's going to make it that much harder for the next woman who is telling the truth. All of these allegations are going to play out poorly, in my opinion, and it's just unfair that Deshaun Watson is going to have to live with this, regardless of the outcome, regardless if he's innocent, 100%. He's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life because of these women and this shady lawyer and the McNair family, and it's heartbreaking to me. It's devastating. So what we're not going to do in the future is assume people are guilty when we don't know. And when all signs point to shade, maybe just give that person the benefit of the doubt until all the facts are presented. So my thoughts are with Deshaun Watson and his girlfriend, because I can't imagine what they're going through, and Deshaun Watson and his career, because regardless, again, if he's innocent, his career has been damaged now. So that's all I got for what we're not going to do. It's an unfortunate situation, but that's it for what we're not going to do.
All right, fan or foe time, you guys. Let's lighten up the mood here by reading some of the comments that you guys left us throughout the week. Let's get right into the first one. Leo, can you throw this up there? Okay, so Gary Turbo says, yeah, but instead of a long-term championship success, they sacrificed DeRozan for a one-year championship. That's about the Raptors. Jackie, do you have anything that you want to say to Gary about that?
I mean, sometimes it's about a championship, period. It's not about what comes after that. Sometimes it is about a championship. So I'm not mad at a team for trying to get that ring. I get that you want to, hang on to guys, but it's a business and you want to win that championship. So it sucks for that, individuals who become sacrificial lambs, but it is what it is. We're trying to win this chip. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have that win now mentality. Sometimes you have the win later mentality, build now. So, I can't blame anybody for handling things like that. Let's move on into the next one. Leo, can you throw it up there for us? Now, this one's all about that woman who cut off Anthony Edwards in that interview. We talked about that earlier this week. Jeremiah Smith says, take her contract, leave it to the professionals, call up Doris, Brooke, and Rachel Nichols. So, or us, call us up.
That's what we would do. Call up. You available?
Yeah. But Jeremiah Smith is like a lover and a hater in the chat. So I don't know. Sometimes he likes us and sometimes he doesn't. But apparently we don't make the cut here to interview Anthony Edwards, although we never would have cut him off like that. Let's get into the next one, Leo. Oh, another Jeremiah Smith one. Jackie is the girl version of Stephen A. Smith. I don't see it, but Jackie, I'm going to let you take this one.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith is one of the highest sports commentators in the game, so I'm going to take it as a compliment. That's how I'm going to take it.
You know what? That's a good way to take it. I do appreciate that. It's just Stephen A. Stephen A. says things that are so much wilder and more out there than you're a much more reasonable person than Stephen A. is.
I would like to think so.
Yes, much more reasonable. Okay, Leonardo Perez says, who got Rookie of the Year? Now, this is a great conversation because, as we all know, LaMelo was definitely the front runner for that, but now that he's out for the remainder of the season with that wrist injury, what do we do? Is it LaMelo? Is it Anthony Edwards? Is it Tyrese Halliburton? Jackie, who do you have for Rookie of the Year?
This one's tough because I think just because you get an injury shouldn't disqualify you from winning Rookie of the Year. But I am head over heels for Anthony Edwards. Just everything he embodies as a player at so young is crazy to me. He's not only dope on the floor. We all saw that dunk. He had the best. He should have won the slam dunk contest, even if he wasn't in the competition. He's had the best dunk of the year so far to me. That's number one. Number two, just the encouragement that he gives his teammates and say, hey, so-and-so was down and I went over there and I had to tell him because you have to build each other up. We have to go out there and sometimes times get hard. And that's just not something you really see in a young guy. So just what he embodies as a player, I'm going with Anthony Edwards. But again, I don't want to say that I think that LaMelo shouldn't get it just because, he's injured and now he's not going to have a lot of games under his belt now. But I don't think he should be disqualified for that. But it's Anthony Edwards for me.
Wow, Jackie, I'm actually surprised to hear that. I think that Anthony Edwards definitely has a strong case, but if you look at LaMelo's performance in I think it was 42 games that he got to play this season, first of all, that's more than 50% of the games that are even available to play in. So he has been productive and he's played a lot. He's put in a lot of minutes. And just the fact that he has just consistently outperformed all of the other rookies, I still want to put my money on LaMelo Ball. But if Anthony Edwards continues on this momentum that he has on this trajectory, because he's really been picking it up, I wouldn't be mad if Anthony Edwards walked away with Rookie of the Year. I just don't think LaMelo Ball should be out of the conversations yet, and I don't think that any rookie has been able to have the same impact that LaMelo has had thus far in the season. So that's my take on it. Let's move on to the next comment. Doug says, Kyle and Ben would be a great backcourt. So this is I'm pretty sure this was Kyle Lowry with the Sixers. Do you agree with that statement, Jackie?
Mm-mm. I didn't agree with Kyle going to the Sixers at all. I said that the best landing spot I thought would be for him would be the Clippers So I didn't think that it was going to be a good look in the 76ers, but I'm glad to say we don't have to talk about it, and he got his way and he gets to stay where he's happy. So that's what I'm happy about.
Yep, he is staying put. Oh, Robert McGill, you look so beautiful as always. That was really sweet. I want to put him in contention for fan of the week because that made my day, but I think we have more comments to get through. So Robert, thank you so much for that. Ooh, now Darwin right here, quick change of pace. White girl on the left looked mad uncomfortable. Now I remember seeing this comment come through during the live show and I was like, I'm literally sitting here smiling, but okay, whatever. If you want to say I look uncomfortable, go ahead. The chair I'm sitting on is not very comfortable, so maybe you're right a little bit. Let's move on. Let's get into the next one. Jeremiah Smith again. He has been very chatty this week, so we've been able to get a lot of screenshots of our guy Jeremiah. He says, bye-bye, fat-ass Kyle. You're not the greatest Raptor of all time. DeMar, Vince Carter, T-Mac, and Kawhi is better than you. Okay, rude with that.
Okay, Jeremiah, I'm gonna have to ask you. No shade, but how old are you? I see you in the chat. I need you. Okay, say less. Let's move on.
I love that, Jeremiah. Okay. Suleiman says, I'm gonna say this right now. There should be more women in the sports community for real, for real. We agree with that 1000%. Perfect comment considering Jackie just talked about this week how there was that all female whatever it was newscast and they drew attention to it and that was so cool. We love that. So yes, we agree 1000%. Let's move on. Leo. Oh, sorry, it froze for a second. Doug says, another reason this show is dope, said it before, an all-female chat about sports, it's rare. Jackie, what do you want to say anything about that?
No, it's not as rare as we think, you guys, because Kevin Pryor's in the chat. He has a platform called Backstage. I'm on that. There's a lot of other women on that. But as far as sports, I'm literally once a week, somebody hits me up about being on their podcast, and it's always women. Or it's a predominantly women. It'll be like 3 women and then a guy host. It's just you have to kind of look for them. But I mean, the women are out here. They're doing their thing, and it's just a slow grind. It's a slow rise. But we out here doing it. So you just got to look for us. We out there.
Yes, we are out there. Also, I do want to say that I think that Doug and oh shoot, who said the comment right before that? I think they should both be in contention for fan of the week as well. It was Doug and then the person before. Was it Sule? Oh, it was Suleiman. Yes. Okay. Yep. Wave face Killa says Nuggets gonna be fire emoji. Do you agree, Jackie? That face says it all. I feel like.
I mean, I'm not gonna shade Denver because I'm from there, but I don't know about fire. I mean, it's cold there. I don't think that's it.
Okay, Gary Turbo says James Harden may be the GOAT at eating chicken wings. I think we've established that Lou Will is the GOAT of eating chicken wings.
Right.
Now let's get into the next one. T. Risbone says Giannis, Luka, LeBron, Durant are all around better players than Harden. Yeah, LeBron for sure. KD. Yeah, I mean,
I would take Luka out of that. And y'all know I love me some Luka, but he's still got some things he needs to develop on. You know what I mean? Like he's got some development things he needs to do. But other than that, yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's get in Jay the Boss. Jackie's looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Another contender for fan of the week. So who are we giving it to? I think it needs to go to Doug and Suleiman.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You two are the winners this week, Doug and Suleiman. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. We love you guys. So we have Weekend Zone coming out tomorrow. Also, Donnie, thank you for that $5. You guys, oh, Donnie, that's so sweet. That was a really nice comment as well. So we'll add Donnie to Fan of the Week as well. There's 3 of you guys. We have Weekend Zone coming out tomorrow, you guys, so make sure you check that out. And then Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are back here live to talk to you guys about everything you need to know about the sports world. So make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, leave a comment below, and share this video with your friends. Have a great weekend, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.